Hey Sarah, this is my first video for the first one. So my notes, Nick Whitcomb said, remember once you're there, the casting people trust you and trust that you're gonna, that you're gonna do well. I mean, they trust that you're gonna do a good job when you walk in there. They've done the back work, like the side work. They know you've done the background work. And that was something I didn't really realize going into an audition. Like before watching that video, I didn't really realize that when you get an audition, that's like half the battle. Now you don't need to go in there with the nerves of, am I not what they're looking for? You're something that they're looking for, and they want to see what you can bring to the table. And then Mike Pesquet, he said, yeah, be straightforward, but friendly. When she said, you sabotage yourself, I never would have thought about that, but you'd really do. I mean, people sabotage themselves in interviews all the time, and I can see an audition being the exact same thing. And they said, she was saying that you sabotage yourself in audition, and that stuck with me because I think nerves get us all in those situations, and overcoming them is really important. So maybe knowing that going into an audition going forward, I think is really going to help me, because again, now I can think about, if you're in the audition, you're good. You don't need to have a lot of these nerves that you might go into an audition and have originally. And then Nick Whitcomb also said, you're always on this, you're always on it, you're always in it. So what he meant by that is, being an actor, it's great, but we also don't really have the luxury of being, stupid in public. You're always on the set, is what he was saying. He said, keep it cool, don't be an idiot. You don't want to be posting stupid things, and you don't want to be an idiot in the casting room or in the waiting room, And then, and Nick was a very cool guy, really funny. I liked him in the video a lot. I think he was really easy to connect with. He seemed really down to earth. And then Mickey also, Pascal, I think it is. I'm butchering these names. She said, people think nice actions are tests, like offering a chair. So this was just like you did in class, Sarah, where you were talking about how don't be afraid of the chair. And I never would have thought of this, but I never would have thought that it wasn't a challenge. But yeah, I would have thought it was a test too. But the idea that they want to help you. So if they offer you a chair, they're not testing you. The tests are done. The tests are gone. Once you're in the audition, the testing's gone. They just want to see what you can bring to the table. So if they offer you a chair, don't freak out. And I really thought that would. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, it's not a test. And then I'm trying to think, Nick, Donna Simon Dunn. She said the casting people, they're rooting for you. Yeah, they're rooting for you, and they want you to succeed, because if you do well, then they can go back to their bosses and say, hey, look, see, we casted this guy and we threw him in an audition. It worked out great. Look, now we're not wasting any more money casting people. So that was really cool. And then, there's no time for favors. She was saying that there's no time for favors. So again, if you're in that audition, you've made it. You've made it a certain point. I'd say you've made it 1 out of 3 steps. You're not on step 0. You don't need to make it to step 1. You're in step 1. So don't forget that. And they want to see you succeed. And then I think there was one more. Take time to prep in the waiting room. I didn't even think about this, but when I think about it more, I've seen a lot of movies where actors are in a waiting room, and I thought it was a bunch of fluff. Like, I didn't think people really did this, but yeah, practice your lines before you go in there. You don't want to have a bad take in there, and if you know your first take's bad, then just get it out, regurgitate it in the lobby. And they were saying it's a beautiful place in Chicago, the lobbies, because it's like the welcome room, the waiting room. So yeah, this was my take on the video. Overall, I really liked it. I think I learned a lot, and I think overall I feel a lot better going into an audition after watching that, just because there was a lot of tips and tricks I didn't know about, and a lot of nerves that I think can be alleviated after watching that video. So thanks, Sarah. That was a lot of fun, and this was my first response on Flipgrid. Bye.